And so what are the options? And right now, I mean, when I started, there were no options. But I can walk into any supermarket right now and go to the health and natural food section, and I can see meat analogs. I can find, 10 different types of nut and seed and oat milks and cheeses. And, I mean, it's just like, here it is. It's happening.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge amount of options available right now in terms of the whole plant-based. I recently read an article, actually just today, about how the biggest dairy company in the United States just filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, Dean Foods.
Yeah, Dean Foods. Yeah,
Yep.
just filed for bankruptcy, and because their sales and their stocks actually dropped something like 80% because of the rise of plant-based, soy milks, almond milks, coconut milks. All these plant-based milk alternatives that have been coming out. And so the movement is definitely moving towards that, and rapidly, yeah. Finally, I feel like it's really starting to pick up speed now.
Right. And Miyoko, Japanese woman who does these plant-based cheeses, she's remarkable. She was a real estate agent and then jumped into making cheeses, and she's very much the gourmet, does it right. And right now she is helping dairies to transition into something else.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're aware of it, but the big island dairy here on this island was shut down by the health department over 6 months ago, 9 months ago. And
I've been away for a year, so I did not know this.
Yeah, and we've been rescuing the cows from that dairy. We've rescued over 400 cows.
Wow.
And we have to pay for them. And a lot of people don't think it's the vegan way to go and pay for a cow and then try to rehome it. And we're going, you know what? I'm not going to see that cow be slaughtered. Yep. It's a Holstein cow. It's not going to, because Holsteins aren't for meat, they're for dairy. So they can only sell them for dog food or cat food.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing these fundraisers, and we've gotten a lot of money, and we've rescued 400 cows.
Yeah.
And we wish that we had enough money to actually buy the dairy and make a mushroom farm out of it or something.
Yeah, it's interesting how you said, oh, that's not the vegan way, because one thing that I've definitely been finding recently is people have kind of been under the impression that if something has the word vegan in front of it, that it is better than anything else. And I just want to toss out there that is not true, that just because something has the word vegan in front of it doesn't mean that it's healthier, ethical, environmental, or any of that. There are just as many quote-unquote vegan products out there that are also packaged in plastic, have preservatives, have all of that stuff in it. So it comes down to, once again, I feel like taking a look at the whole, and you are saving these cows from being just slaughtered, and you are taking these cows out of these tight little pens and actually allowing them to possibly move around a lot more and live free, live a lot freer.
The first 61 we rescued were in these little pens that were maybe 3 feet long, 2 feet wide. They were 2 months old. We let them out and they didn't even know they could walk. It was so sad. So sad. Seriously. And they were taken away.
It was that tight that they didn't even know how to walk.
They couldn't turn around. And they were fed, 4 or 5 times a day, the formula. And the amazing thing about that is that, it's a commodity. Those cows are just, no more respect than this statue. I mean, they're just there for one thing, and they're bred for that. And unfortunately, if they don't meet up to that, they're
Meet up.
yeah, they're gone. And also, if you're a male cow, right? They're clocked right away. They're killed. They have no use for them, none whatsoever.
Right, yeah, because all the insemination happens manually by humans. So
Well,
yeah,
and that's what I'm saying is
they
that
would have no use for the males.
you know, and they're called rape racks. I mean, literally, they're called literally rape racks, and the guys stick their hands up the anus, and then they stick this long tube with the bull semen in it, and it's, you know, I talk to women that are feminists, and I say, you know, if you're a real feminist, why do you eat ice cream and
Yeah.
drink milk and eat yogurt, you know? And also, you know, from a nutritional standpoint, people think, you know, that milk does the body good and for the calcium. They're proving that the milk and calcium causes osteoporosis. It's really sad.
And on top of that, we are the only species on the planet that not only drink milk after a certain period. I mean, most babies only drink milk up to a certain point. After that, they go off of milk.
Yes.
We are the only species on the planet that continues to consume not just milk, but milk of other animals. We are the
Yes.
only species on the planet that does that. We are not living in a real natural way at that point. And there's so much more I feel like we could go into with when it comes to the amount of harm that milk causes the body. Well, the thing I want to ask though from you is there's a certain level of reluctance from people to really take a look at this as a fact. I mean, it's one form of fact, I guess, depending on who you talk to. But there's a reluctance to take a look at this and to actually create the kind of change that is necessary to be able to have an impact. And my feeling is that, have you heard of the 0 hour?
No.
Basically, I think it's 0 hour, but it comes down to until it is something that is so blatantly obvious, people will not believe that it is actually happening.
Yeah.
So what do you feel is a way to be able to kind of educate these people into making these changes that are really necessary?
Well, first off, there's over, I think, almost 100 documentaries that are on shifting to a plant-based diet. Okay? So to me, you know, I was brought up on television, and that's the easiest way to sit somebody down and say, hey, watch these movies. You know, just watch the movies.
Yeah.
And entertain yourself, okay? And see, and Game Changers, I mean,
I was just going to say, yeah.
you know, I mean, Game Changers is remarkable to me because you have men like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is like the big beef man, and then you have Jackie Chan, who is like this actor that does all of his stunts. You know, he doesn't let anybody, you know, do that. Plus, he's probably broken every bone in his body, but he still does it.
Yeah.
And then you have James Cameron. I mean, you know, the awesome director who's done so many things. These guys got together. They put this documentary of people that are athletes, that are strong, wonderful, beautiful, powerful people, showing that you aren't wimpy if you choose a plant-based diet. And you know, and also they, you know, they had you know, a guy there showing, you know, I mean, they just ate one meal, and he showed their you know, the difference in the blood, and the ones that ate the meat and the chicken and the pork. I mean, it was filled with like this this really ugly fat on the top, and there was one guy who was vegetarian, and his was clean and pure. And then they had another guy that was a urologist, and what he did is that he measured their erections at night.
Ah.
Okay, and the guys, first night he just gave them all, the regular stuff, measured them, and then the next night he gave just one meal, and it enhanced their erection times by like 300 to 500%.
Men, are you paying attention to this?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, it's real. This now is like, science can be one-eyed and colorblind, but now it's coming out and it's saying, hey, look at this. This is what's happening. This is what we have to do. These are the game changers. And you got to realize that where did this all come from? This came from the fact of like cattle. Cattle was currency.
Yeah.
The more cows, the more sheep, the more goats you had, the richer you were. So everybody thought, well, I want to be rich. So that's what they did, And I mean, in the Old West, what were there? There were cattle rustlers.
Yeah.
Right? And when they got caught, they got hung, because that was something that was really, really a heinous type of crime. So what I'm saying is that we aren't in that cattle mentality anymore.
So we're shifting out of that.
We
now.
are shifting. It's a slow but sure shift.